Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with Whoopi Goldberg's vape retailer. It's Ben Sauer.
I was so disappointed when that mango ice was discontinued, but what can we do? Those are getting better and better.
I love Whoopi Goldberg so much, and when I went on to promote my poorly titled book, Happy People Are Annoying, 2 years ago on The View, she's sitting there, and I'm pretty sure she didn't read it, which no stress, because she's a busy person. I would never expect her to. But we're about 15 seconds away from shooting, and she just puts up the book in her hand, and she looks at me, and she points at the book and goes, "Good, real good." And I was like, I love you, Whoopi Goldberg. Real good. I was like, you're the best.
We need, I don't think that we've done this, and we need to create a nice call to action here. During this podcast episode, we're going to ask you to buy a lot of things, but I'm going to start out with Happy People Are Annoying by Josh. You can find it. Where can we find it, Josh? Where can we buy it? We can buy it on Amazon, I assume?
Amazon, everywhere where books are available.
Go buy Josh's book. It's a fantastic book. We love it. We've read it. I sound like Trump, the best book. It's an amazing book.
This book is gonna win the battle of all books.
I just heard, I went to Shane Gillis at Netflix as a joke. Claudia and I went to see him. I think he does the best Trump impression I've ever heard. It was unbelievable. So good. Not that there aren't a million people that do it, but needless to say, buy Josh's book. While we're talking about buying things, the Clausen Pickle Spritz Society is back and available, folks. It's back, better than ever. You can use code GOODGUYS for 20% off at checkout. That's GOODGUYS, 20% off at checkout at spritzsociety.com. Pickle flavored wine, folks. It's crazy. It's crazy. It almost makes Josh want to drink. Not that bad, but you never know. It's pickle flavored wine.
I'm hanging on by a thread.
It's delicious. So yeah, shop that. And lastly, the merch. If you don't buy Josh's book and you don't buy Spritz, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Look at this. What are you nuts tee? What are you nuts t-shirts?
Literally, you could buy the new tee, a baseball cap, a Spritz pickle, and my book for under $100. Are you kidding me? Inflation who?
By the way,
this is Joe Biden's America, you fucks.
We should have done a bundle. Put it all in a bag.
Yes.
Put it all in a bag. Throw in a vote pin. And
here's the good news. We're old school. We charge shipping.
Yeah.
Buy it now. Sure, you can buy it now. You still got to pay shipping.
Yeah, no, we're no free shipping here. No free shipping. But shopgoodguys.com. Merch is running out. We're at low quantities, but you can still shop these beautiful hats and these t-shirts. So
speaking of former President Donald Trump, and we don't get political here, but this is far from political. I think this could unite everyone because we all do it. Recently, during one of his trials, and I just love that the news had to report on this, you literally see a reporter break in and go, "We're getting notices from the trial. We're getting word that the former president is farting." During the trial.
Relatable.
And the courtroom has become incredibly stinky. And like this was on CNN. And to that I say, live your life, big dog, live your life.
And what are you, nuts? Nuts. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. That said, look, you gotta pass gas. You pass gas. We spoke about it a couple episodes ago, gassing it up in the club. Sometimes you had a big meal, you go tooting. And these protein shakes, these protein bars, Bear Bells, I'm sorry. I don't know if you've had a Bear Bell, Josh. These things, number one ingredient, malitol. I don't know if you know malitol, folks, but malitol is the diet, like sugary. It makes
sugar, right?
It makes your gas smell. Holy smokes. Just nuts.
Our barbell is the protein source soy protein?
I have no idea, and I don't give a rat's ass.
Well, you should. because as someone who suffers from, I believe the medical term is pepperoni nips, like myself, I am very conscientious of ingredients that could, let's just say, give you an influx of estrogen. And I think there's debates on it. I think you'd actually have to eat like thousands of pounds of soy to get, let's just call them pepperoni nips. So it's too late, but I don't want to do anything to exacerbate it. So I try not to be a soy boy.
What is the deal with soy? Because I remember for a minute, I stopped eating tofu, and I love tofu.
Me too.
Big tofu guy, especially in a nice pad thai. You get it nice and crispy, delicious, and it's good. It's good in addition to the protein. Even if you eat chicken or shrimp or whatever it is, having that delicious fried tofu with the protein is fantastic. It doesn't have to be a substitute. It's also a wonderful substitute. But I remember I avoided tofu like the plague for a minute because you're getting man titties. That's what I heard. And I don't need any help having larger breasts historically, right? So, but was that debunked?
I think it's still slightly, I don't think it's completely debunked. I think like most of these things that it was sensationalized, and in practice you would have to consume so much of it for it to have a deleterious effect on your overall look. But I certainly think there are things in which to avoid. They say that's why you shouldn't drink out of plastic bottles, because that too can give you an estrogen influx. And no shade on estrogen, I love it. But we're getting a swimsuit season, and I'm trying to have little Prince Street pepperoni nips, not like soprasetta.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I don't know how many plastic bottles. I don't know how many plastic bottles you need to drink out of. All of this, they need to put more footnotes in these statistics. Wouldn't you agree? They can't just throw up these headlines that say that X is bad for you without saying X is bad for you if you have 1,000 a day, because that's very real. Like these studies, again, I'm no doctor, but the studies that came out about eating meat causes cancer, there's things like that all the time where we just don't have enough information. I'm not reading the entire study that was published. That's probably a couple hundred pages. They're giving it to you in one headline, and that headline is often quite divisive. Just saying.
I say word up, forget these divisive headlines. And so I have to tell you about my mom, who I'm going to be honest, I had a little bit of a scary morning, Friday morning, but this was classic Barb. Just know everything's okay. So my mom has one of those, my mom's going to be 80 years old and she's in great shape, but, she's getting older. She moves a little slower. So she wears a medical alert necklace around her neck that you push the button. It's the famous commercial. I've fallen and I can't get up. And then it immediately alerts an emergency service or whomever, or the people who are on her contact list. I am obviously on her contact list. I've asked to get off. They won't let me. So randomly, my mom, listen, it's like my mom works for Medical Alert. This woman, I ask her sometimes, I'm like, do you have an affiliate code? Are you an influencer? Because there is no one she doesn't hawk the Medical Alert to. If you're over 60, she goes, do you have a Medical Alert? And they'll go, no, ma'am, I'm 60 and I'm still, driving. She'll be like, nuts. Sometimes she'll just hit it in the middle of when we're talking, and I'll be like, Mom, what are you doing? She'll be like, stop. And they'll be like, hello, Mrs. Peck, do you need help? Do you need assistance? She goes, I was just testing. So, but wouldn't you know, when you have an older parent, it's your worst fear. And I got the call on Friday. It was Friday morning at around 4 a.m. I see a call that had come in from some random state in like Utah. I'm like, oh, it's probably like a telemarketer. And then my father-in-law called. And I looked at my wife and I'm like, oh, your dad's calling me. It's probably a butt dial, right? She's like, no, call him because he's up. He wakes up at like 4 a.m, like super early, just a good person, classic Republican. And no kidding. and so she said, call him back. And immediately I see a text from him saying, Medical Alert called me. Your mom fell and she needs help getting up. so what do you want to do? And so I was like, oh God. So I run to my room, I get dressed, and I see the message from the medical alert people, and they're basically like, we're talking to your mom right now. She's fine. She just stumbled in the middle of the night and she fell on her knee and she needs some help getting up, but the fire department's on their way. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm getting dressed. And I call my father-in-law, who's the greatest guy on earth. He's like, let me come with you. Like, I can help you get her up or whatever. And so we're headed there. It's like 4:30. It's dark. And all of a sudden, 5 minutes into the ride, I see a call from my mom. And I go, Mom, I'm on my way. Are you okay? She goes, the fire department was very nice. Two men in their 20s showed up. I said, you know my son? They go, who's your son, ma'am? My son is Josh from Drake and Josh. You know him? They go, yeah, we do. We're big fans. What's even funnier is my mom's apartment is like a shrine to me. Like there's literally like there's literally, my mom has had commissioned paintings done of me from photographs. I'm like, oh, you didn't think they knew from the 80 by 40, like literally Picasso hanging over your couch of me looking like this? And she goes,
we need a picture of that picture. We need it.
It's framed. It looks like it should be at the Met. And God bless the fire department. They got into her apartment, security let her in, let them in. They helped her up, put her in bed. I took my father-in-law home, and then I drove over to my mom's house. And it just, first of all, shout out Medical Alert, shout out fire department. And it made for quite the weekend. She goes, I was not that nervous. I told the people at Medical Alert not to call you. And she's like, they insisted on it. I'm like, I'm so sure.
Did she hurt her knee? Like, what happened? She fell?
She fell. She's a little bit bigger, and she's not like, I just think she was holding on to something that kind of slipped out when she was going to go to the restroom in the middle of the night. And so she kind of went down on one knee and then plopped on the ground, but getting up was kind of not an option.
But she's okay.
She's okay. Thank God. She didn't break anything. A little sore.
But she's totally fine. Like, we're good.
We're good. Thankfully, we're good.
Okay,
yes.
Now that we know that we're good, how can we use this story to make good clickbait for the title?
Yeah.
Josh's mom almost died.
Screenshot this.
What would a YouTuber, here's a good game. What would a YouTuber use as their title for the thumbnail?
Somebody call Mr. Beast or Trisha Paytas. We need to get a think tank going on here.
But in all seriousness, thank God she's okay. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. And yeah, shout out to the Life Alert. Fantastic. And where was the fire department? In what county?
Well, she lives by the beach, and so like there's literally a firehouse right by her place, and they came in 10 minutes. And
shout out California Beach Fire Department. We don't want to share where she lives. We're afraid of the loonies. But shout out to that department.
Afraid of the loonies.
But shout out.
God.
Shout out to them.
She said, I offered the firemen food and they wouldn't eat it. They were very by the book.
That's amazing.
So
my God, they were very by the book.
You know, I first gave AG1 a try because I was tired of taking so many supplements. I can't carry an extra carry-on just for my powders and my pills. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm going to a rave. And then it's a different kind of powder pill. I'm just kidding. I don't do that stuff. 16 years sober. But since drinking AG1, I have felt, and I do it daily, more energized, nourished, and I'm doing the right thing for my body. Because with AG1, it's delivering my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, and more. But it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's just one scoop mixed in water once a day, every day. And again, it's going to take that guesswork out. So you're not spending time wondering if you're getting the best version of the supplements your body needs. It packs it in one go. And I noticed I needed more nutrient support than I used to. I have kids, I'm getting a little older, but AG1 covers my basis with high quality ingredients. And from adaptogens, which I love, to pre and probiotics for all that gut health, I'm telling you, AG1 is going to have you covered. And it's also going to make your life that much easier. AG1 is the supplement I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as our new partner. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase, exclusively at drinkag1.com/goodguys. That's drinkag1.com/goodguys. Check it out. Hero bread, babe. You already know that we're so carb heavy, the Good Guys, that if we didn't have Hero bread as our go-to bread in life, Ben and I would have to record this podcast live from an institute, like from a facility, because we would be gigantic. But we're not because of Hero bread. Look, carb fear is real, but carb-heavy foods are often the ones we love most, and Hero Bread makes those same delicious favorites free of consequence or compromise. Why? Because they have fluffy, delicious versions of all your favorite kinds of breads, and it's no net carbs, 0 g sugar, and it is fewer calories, plus protein and fiber, which we could all use a little more of. My favorite are the buns, actually, so you can like make a delicious burger. Though on the bun, I don't want to do a protein style lettuce wrapped. I want a bun, but I don't want it to be bad for me. And that's where Hero comes in. Look, Hero bread, it just, it tastes like bread. The texture comes through. And I've realized with bread, texture is of the utmost importance. And it's healthier and it just solves a lot of when I'm trying to get a little bit extra fiber in or protein, it solves all those problems for me. So don't give up being a breadhead. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co, use code GoodGuys24 at checkout. That's GoodGuys24 at HERO.co.
All right, so that was saying you neglected to mention that last week when we were talking about your Mother's Day plans, but your weekend was very active. That's wow.
It was wild. I mean, your parents are younger, but I have to give my mom a lot of credit because last year she just said, I'm not driving anymore. She's like, I just can't see too well. And I get honked at. I mean, driving with my mom in the last 5 years, she's going 39 on the freeway. She is the opposite of you. And she just says, these hooligans are speeding. I'm like, Ma, you're going to get us killed by going this slow. So
my dad's been driving like that, healthy for forever, for as long as I know him. The slowest driver. I remember it was very early on when Claudia and I were first dating. He offered to drive her to her class at NYU. We went from all the way uptown to downtown. She missed her class.
Really?
She would have been faster walking. So unbelievably slow. Talks about it to this day. And because of his surgery with his foot, he's no longer driving. Maybe he will again one day. But honestly, it's good. It's fantastic. No need. Yes. I'm here to drive fast. I'm here to drive. I go from A to B. I'm definitely a fast driver, for sure. But who wants to get in a car? I'm not there for the ride. I'm there to get where I'm going. I play beat the ways. Beat the ways. How many minutes can I shave off? If I'm getting in a car
nuts.
And I'm going, let's say, I don't know, maybe it's 200 miles. I'm making sure that I'm shaving at least 45 minutes. If I didn't shave 45 minutes, there was a problem. Maybe a crash on the road.
I imagine, Marshall, you are a much calmer driver. I see you putting on an Enya or a Sade or a Lana Del Rey and just cruising 2 or 3 miles below the speed limit.
I could say that's fair. Yeah,
yeah, I knew it.
I live and work in the neighborhood, so I don't really leave the 2-mile radius. And the gay bars are here.
Good.
Say more about the gay. Are gay bars generally just the best bars?
The best. Well, all my straight girls, friends, which there's few of those, feel very safe there. You know,
Yes.
they never feel like whatever, anything bad's gonna happen. And it's just the music's the best, and it's so fun.
And do you go to like the popular ones, like the Abbey?
Not the Abbey anymore because there's been controversy.
What's the
So
controversy?
there's been people allegedly that are being roofied there, allegedly by employees for years. And I've seen these TikTok rabbit holes of people like that was happening to me way before COVID. It's still happening. Happened to my friend this weekend. It's bad. For people that don't know, it's a really, really popular gay bar kind of in the center of West Hollywood, which is kind of where telling people where, you know, whatever, where I live.
They
where
don't know
I
what you
work.
look like, Marshall.
That's
You're
right,
good.
That's right.
We're never doing a reveal now.
I get a DM from some random person saying, "Are you good guys, Marshall?"
Wow.
I was found, but anyways, yeah, there's been some issues there, but yeah, they're just the best.
They do seem like a good time.
When's
I've heard.
the last time you were at
They're
one?
they're great. I've been. They're fun. They're fun. Good music. You mentioned it. Great music. And honestly, I always feel like the belle of the ball. It's amazing. I'm just
You're our local otter. I haven't been, but my shout out are my wife's friend and trainer and my friend Ty, who has told us about the Eagle. Have you heard about this, Marshall?
I went. Yeah, there was. How do I put it? Like politely, dick sucking on the dance floor.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Now
there's
that's a good time.
I was gonna say there's a gay bar, and then there are gay bars that really just turn into dick sucking on the dance floor. And all I have to say is, us straight men are jealous. Just like
Totally.
just like the way that just like cultural norms are just so different, and it's just so accepted, and it's just so sickeningly awesome. I'm just saying. We're jealous. And if I say shout out Brian Kelly one more time without us having him on the podcast, Brian is really the one who exposed me to just so much more like gay culture, but also gay bars and like scenes. And we need to have Brian on and talk about all the hot spots.
Yeah. Ooh, I could see Brian and Marshall together. No.
That would be fun. That said, I think that my wife just said this recently. It's so straight man to say gay together.
No,
I know
no.
that.
Is it? Oh, sorry. Did I
No,
say that wrong?
that didn't come across wrong to me.
I think. Yeah. Thanks.
I didn't
Thanks,
say
Marshall.
wrong.
You hear that, Ben? How dare you? No. I'm saying they're both tall drinks of water. Like, there's a nice little age disparity in a good way. Marshall loves a millionaire.
Now we know Marshall's interested in Brian. Marshall's like, shut up, Ben.
Yeah, you fucker.
Shut up. I'm trying to retire.
I was trying to
I
go with DJ.
don't want to do this dumb podcast anymore.
You think I want to listen to Josh's list for the rest of my life? Kill myself.
No,
Oh, man, that's good. That's really good.
Great.
Yeah. This episode is great. You want to? Where do you want to go from here? A speak pipe, a nut, a best bite of the week.
Yeah, let's do best bite of the week. Go for it.
Okay. I went to T-Bar a couple nights ago. Have you ever been to T-Bar? Are there T-Bars out by you? Is it a chain?
No.
It's a great steakhouse. We went to T-Bar. There's a new one on the Upper East Side, and they had the most delicious dessert. This was a banana parfait with almost like a caramel creme brulee top. Think about, you know that Magnolia banana pudding, Josh?
Oh,
Where you
baby, do I. Magnolia Bakery. Oof, do I love it.
Unbelievable, that pudding. So you think about that pudding where you have the banana, you have the cream, you have those Nilla wafers. Shout out Nilla wafers. What an underrated cookie, the Nilla wafer. Nilla wafers, all in some concoction. And then on top, Josh, there's caramel creme brulee. So when you go and dunk in your spoon, you crack through the glass-like creme brulee top and get to this banana custardy parfait. Ooh! Oh, this was a dessert. So unbelievably delicious. My best bite of the week.
That sounds Absolutely delish. My best part of the week was my wife, and I know this is going to sound very LA, but hear me out. My wife and I, when we were dating, we went to this place called Abbott's Pizza on Abbott Kinney in Venice. And it's home of the bagel slice, right? So basically the crust is like an everything bagel. Sorry. Basically the crust is like an everything bagel, and then it's a regular pizza. They have pepperoni, whatever. And then they also have something called the salad pizza. So basically like they do a crust, and then they do like a white layer of like, I don't know what kind of cheese they use, but it's like a white cheese. And then it's just a beautiful, fresh, like Italian salad with like a spicy aioli on top. Benjamin, unbelievable.
Wow.
So my wife made a vegan version of it. Marshall would be plotzing. This thing was so good. She made a pepperoni pizza for my son, delish. I'm going to show you the picture of the pepperoni.
Show it to me.
And the salad pizza was so good. And it's like, and then you're kind of like deducing like, I'm eating salad. Okay, a little bit of bread. But like all of a sudden the whole thing, the whole enterprise, becomes more just healthier. And it's also delish.
Salad on pizza is delicious. There's something about the cold lettuce. Ooh, that looks phenomenal. Well done. Well done. Looks like your nips.
I didn't know I was going to see a picture of you with your shirt off. Oh, man. Ooh, speaking of, did I tell you my interaction in the locker room at Equinox with this hot-looking dude? Hear me out.
Tell me.
I've heard this story before.
So then I probably have too. But tell me anyways.
We're not all the same, Marshall. So I have, wow, I'm really getting honest with our listeners. So as we all know, I've got a little case of pepperoni nips, and I have, from losing so much weight, I have like a little bit of skin near my chest, and I'm insecure about it. There's not much you can do because around your chest, as we talked with the great Terry Dubrow, there tends to be like a lot of scarring. And so you're kind of trading, right? Like, do you just have like a little bit of skin from losing weight, a little bit of loose skin, or do you trade it for like a very visible scar? So it's kind of like one or the other. So I saw this guy, and we were, I was in the sauna or whatever, and I see him, and I noticed that he has the scar from I know what that surgery looks like because I've researched it before, from having some skin removed around his chest, and it looks incredible. I was like, wow, like it's very faint, you'd never know, and he just looks like great and like in good shape. And I wanted to ask, but of course I'm like, that's rude. Like, I'm not going to be like, I see you had a little male breast reduction. It's just weird. You can't say that. No. So I don't say anything. Cut to a couple of days later, we run into each other again. He goes, oh, and he just points at my chest and goes, and then he points at his chest, and I'm like, oh, so it's visible.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed in that moment. I'm like, oh, so I'm not the only one who sees it.
Yeah.
But we had a long talk about like his doctor that he found. He had it done out of the country, which is shout out. So I'm like, well, I won't be using your doctor. No shade. But I'll probably do it stateside. But yeah, I mean, we just got into a great conversation about it, and he made it seem very, very doable. I just don't want to not be able to pick up my son for a couple months, which sounds not fun.
He got male breast reduction overseas.
Yeah.
Folks, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. There are some things worth paying for, you cheap schmucks. What?
It looked incredible. It looked incredible, dude.
Doesn't matter. What, you know what could have gone wrong? You're near the heart. You're near the heart. I don't know. I don't like it. These people were going overseas for hair. Okay, hair, no problem. What's the worst thing that could happen with hair, right? What's the worst thing?
It's near the brain.
Okay, so no more hair. Don't do hair. Don't do hair. Don't do breast. Don't do breast, okay?
Don't say it breast. Can we think of a more masculine term for it?
Okay, don't do peck. Don't do
Moob.
Don't do Peck readjustment surgery.
I feel way too seen right now.
Why? I look at. I think I showed. Didn't I show my breasts on a recent podcast? You've never taken off your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take it off right now. You think I'm afraid? Listen, I'll start showing everything.
You look great. You look
I have
amazing.
Look, I have a birthmark that's in almost the exact shape of South America. Look, there's Argentina.
That's cool.
Brazil.
You should get a small tattoo next to it of what are those called?
Of the Easter Islands.
That would be good. I lost the word for north, south, east, and west. What are those things called?
A compass.
A compass, yeah. Isn't it funny how jokes are so bad when timing is off? God, they just fall flat.
Your jokes are never bad, babe. Look, I love my Signos, right? Because I love being able to track my blood sugar in real time. Because the truth is, high carbohydrate, foods, they spike your blood sugar more than other foods, right? And the CDC estimates that there are 1 in 3 Americans who have prediabetes. It's no bueno, babe. But a healthy weight allows insulin to work more efficiently and help keep blood sugars within a normal range. And as we know, a healthy diet, regular exercise are the best ways to bring your blood sugar levels back to a healthy range. But with Signos, you're going to short circuit this cycle. On average, people make about 227 food choices a day. But with Signos, you can literally see which foods cause your blood sugar to spike above a reasonable level and get real-time alerts to do a bit of exercise to bring them down. I love that. After a great meal, I know that if I look at my Signos, I can do a nice long walk after and bring my levels back down. So, Signos removed the guesswork of weight loss and provided me with the tools and knowledge I needed to develop healthier habits. It combines my glucose data from the CGM or continuous glucose monitor with an AI-driven app to deliver me real-time glucose insights for optimal health and weight management. Right now, Signos has an offer exclusively for our listeners. Go to signos.com, that's signos.com, and get up to 20% off select plans by using code GOODGUYS today. That's signos.com and use code GOODGUYS to get up to 20% off select plans for you today. What about, should we talk about Steve Buscemi getting randomly beat up in New York?
I saw this headline, but I didn't hear more about it. I'm so excited to learn more, and I'm so just worried about Steve. But clearly I wasn't worried about Steve enough to actually Google it in the moment when I saw the headline. But now that you're bringing it up, let's talk about Steve.
Steve Buscemi, punched in face by random New York City man, says he's feeling fine. Steve Buscemi's recovering after a random attack in New York City, saying a guy punched him in the face in broad daylight for no reason and lamenting the state of the city. The actor was walking in Kips Bay, a neighborhood on the east side of Manhattan, last week when he says a dude walked up and clocked him before running off. He went to the hospital where he was treated for swelling to his face and eye. He's doing okay. They haven't caught the guy.
Respectfully, what is Steve Buscemi doing in Kips Bay? Come on.
Okay.
Come on, Steve. Get over to Flatiron at least. No, this is a problem. This is a problem. There's random violence. As you know, the only reason I wasn't violently assaulted, just emotionally mugged, is because I'm too much of a pussy. But it sounds like Steve was the victim of a run-by punching. And that's very, very scary. Very scary. I went to drop you, Josh. Josh and myself and Paige and Claudia went karaokeing a couple of weeks ago. I'm driving Josh back to his hotel. Josh insisted on getting out 2 blocks away from his hotel at night just to walk. I said, Josh, no, let me drop you. We're here. It's like, no, I want the fresh air. And I'm just saying, you could have been punched in the face on the street during those 2 blocks.
So true. I just want an opportunity to prove myself.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, babe.
Are you?
Yeah, I need it.
Okay. You're going hard body karate. Literally.
Hard body karate.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Are you going to fight anyone? Like, can we at least use this to like pump up the views? Like,
Yes,
who are we fighting?
I'm going to be we call it rolling. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm going to be rolling with people of all shapes and sizes. rolling with dudes, rolling with gals, rolling with everyone.
You're going to fight a gal?
Picture me rolling. Yeah, sure.
Wow, that's a headline.
I don't like this mansplaining going on right now. Yeah. Well, let's see. Should we get to a speak pipe?
Yeah, before we get off the fighting thing, I'd get in the ring with you for views, but you'd hurt me. You'd hurt me. It's not. What I would say is I would kick you in the shin. Ooh, that would hurt. Ooh, that would hurt.
Oh, I have no doubt. A good shin kick?
I'd go right to the shin. I think that's where I'd go.
I think we would. I think we would have a good fight if I stayed on. You're longer than me, so if I stayed on the perimeter, it'd be bad. I'd have to come in really tight.
I have to figure out how I use these big tree. But you also have tree trunks. I have to figure out how I use my legs. I feel like I have a very powerful kick.
Yeah, get a little momentum going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very powerful kick. I'm not fighting. We're taking that out of the equation. I'm out.
Let's get to our first speak pipe. If you want to leave us a question or get some advice, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys. And hey, keep it brief. Here's Kate.
Mazel morons. Just looking for any tips or tricks that you can give for weight loss, anything to help stick with a diet, an exercise plan. Unfortunately, I am not able to afford Ozempic or any type of semaglutide, so that's out of the picture. Anything that you guys have would help. I'd appreciate it. Thanks.
I think we should crowdfund her Ozempic.
Definitely.
We need to get her name. I'm not even kidding. We need to get her name. We're going to order it Canadian style. I know how to get it for $429 a vial. We're going to raise $5,000.
How long does that last? A month?
A month. We're going to raise
$450 a month.
We're going to raise here it's $1,100. We're going to raise $5,000 and we're going to get this woman a year's worth of Ozempic. Let's get her name. I think it's a great campaign.
We'll do a telethon.
And we should do it. I'm not even kidding.
Like Jerry Lewis had Jerry's kids. We'll have Joshy's chubbies.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, we're going to do that. No, I'm dead serious. We're raising money because lady, these diets don't work. These diets don't work. I'm sorry. These diets do not work. And anybody that says that they work, they don't work.
I've never taken Ozempic.
We know, Josh. We know. You're better than us. You're better than us.
I'm just saying that it can be done without, but it's a wonderful tool.
It's a wonderful tool. I think we set up the fundraiser. If the fundraiser doesn't go as planned and maybe it doesn't get off the ground, which I think it will, I hear Weight Watchers is great. I would try that. I like a program that has community. You know why I think Ozempic is also so great now? Because we talk about it publicly. You meet somebody else. They're also on Ozempic. You're like, oh, Ozempic. It really works. I think that what's fun about Weight Watchers is that community. You meet other people on Weight Watchers. You hold each other accountable. It's nice and there's a nice community. So I think a Weight Watchers is good. And the number one thing for weight loss, Josh, I know you'll agree with this. Don't overdo it at the gym. Food first. Food first. Figure out your food. Then, of course, go to the gym. But if you're just going to the gym, what's happening is you're working out so hard that you're getting even hungrier and you haven't gotten the food under control. So you honestly probably will gain weight. You'll gain weight because you're burning calories, but then you're eating just as much. You got to work on the brain first. You got to work on the brain saying, I don't need the portions that are this big. Caloric deficit's the only way to losing weight.
See, I have a different approach because I don't think you can think your way into right acting. I think you have to act your way into right thinking.
Okay.
Clip it.
Okay.
And so I think that controlling what I eat, at least for me, is the hardest part. But now that I've gotten over the pain and the soreness of being new to working out, even when I was bigger, I would just sometimes walk for hours on end because I could at least do that and it wouldn't be too painful. And then slowly but surely I started to work out a little more and eventually I became less sore. But I think those things you can control. Also, do a fasting window because even if you want to completely splurge, you can do that in your 6-hour fasting window. But then for the 18 hours that you don't eat, you're suddenly getting into a better routine. And I think when you start working out hard, even if you're not eating well, you'll start to eventually go, I'm putting in all this work. If I just adjusted my eating slightly, I'd see more benefit. So I think that's easier than trying to just like cold turkey control your eating and you don't have anything else helping you. Because when you're working out, you're going to get the endorphins, you're going to burn calories. Like, I think it has good sort of returns.
I absolutely see that. I'll just say that it's hard when you're at your fattest to go to the gym and feel good about yourself and get in that good workout. And I just think, at least from personal experience, that it's nicer to be lighter in the gym. So I'm not saying lose all your weight. Drop 20 pounds and go to the gym. But I also appreciate your approach.
Or just walk at night.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Why, so that you can get killed?
Walk at night, not near Steve Buscemi's attacker. Oh, this one is good. This one is from Anonymous.
Hi, good guys. And I also want Marshall's opinion on this as well.
Ooh.
First and foremost, I'm Yisrael Chai. Thank you for being such proud Jews. Second of all, I am calling because I just got a bachelorette invitation for an international destination in Europe. And it looks like it's going to be about $4,000 per person. I'm curious, like, what your thoughts are on international bachelorette destinations. And is this literally insane, or should I just suck it up because I'm in the wedding party and yeah, I guess I could use a European vacation. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you.
Wow.
It's definitely insane. But if your friends are doing that, I assume you roll in a crowd that's used to dropping some bills. Like, it's insane, actually. No matter how you slice it, asking somebody to spend $4,000 to celebrate you, no good. I think there's that statistic that the majority of people don't have enough money to cover like a $500 emergency expense.
Right.
So yeah, that's just kind of ridiculous. Even if you have that, like, to a lot of people, that could be their emergency fund or something. So I don't know. But then are you the one person that's not going? Like, it sounds to me like in her specific case, she has the money, but she's saying it's a lot. But everyone's going to be different. Yeah, but it's weird. I hear you, Marshall. I agree with you. But I do think that it's weird for somebody to have a bachelorette party. Usually you're a part, if you're friends with them, usually you're somehow a part of the planning process. Usually you have some indication of what it's going to cost. You're not just smacked with a huge bill at the end, right? Unless you're a fringe invite, in which case, definitely don't go. But if this person's close to you, you probably were involved in the process. And if you weren't, and the person just said, hey, it's 10 people, I'm spending $40,000, tell them, screw you. Because that's not right.
Right. Yeah, I just think when you're asking people to shell out that level of money, there can be zero pressure. Like, there can be nothing like, but we're friends, but it's my bachelorette. I don't care if you're the maid of honor. Like, you cannot expect people to just invest that much money in this crazy world we live in. So it needs to be proposed. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to go. I have a couple people who've committed and are in. If you can go, we would love, it would be the best, but it's also crazy. So if you can't, totally understand. No pressure.
I also prefer, like, don't tell it to me all up front. Break it up for me, okay? Tell me today, what's my airfare and what's my hotel or my lodging? Let's start there. Maybe it's $2,000. Then we get there and we're spending extra money and then it's another $2,000, but I feel like I spent 2 and 2. The whole upfront package together, the shock of the bill, it's too much. Maybe that's just me and my weird spending habits, but I'd rather break it up. 2 and 2.
2 and 2, babe. All right, last one is from, and this is going to be really, really special. I can already tell. This next one is going to be from Gabriella.
Am I the
crazy one in this situation. My boyfriend and I were both Jewish, and we were going to his non-Jewish friends for a dinner party. When we got there, their friends asked us if we wanted anything to drink. Cool. We got our drinks, and we're sitting, and about a half hour in, they serve us an appetizer. Cool. Great. Looked like vomit in a bowl with a pita chip. Didn't eat it. Looked unappetizing. Moving forward, we're waiting for other guests to arrive, and they're coming from the airport. We learn another half hour later, so a total hour at their house, the host house, that these people are coming late because their flight is delayed because they're coming from the airport. Okay, cool. Another hour goes by. We weren't offered any more food, and I'm ravenous at this point. I'm hangry. I'm going full Tasmanian devil. I'm freaking hungry. Anyways, we finally get to eat 2 hours later, and they start rationing the amounts of food we can eat. They were like, we were like 6 people, and they were like 6 chicken breasts and then 6 burgers. Can you explain to me who just eats 1 chicken breast and who just eats 1 burger? I'm freaking hungry after waiting for 2 freaking hours. Am I crazy for telling my boyfriend that I don't ever want to go to his friends again, or we're going with food in the car? And I already ate before we left, but 2 hours without eating? What do you think?
I think you should have your blood sugar checked out, Gabriella.
Okay. One, let's start with the waiting for the person on a delayed flight. No good. No good. No good. Flight's delayed, you're out. Pick up a slice of pizza in the airport. I'll see you another time.
Agreed.
That's the crux of the problem, because if you don't wait for them, you're eating immediately. Now it's 6 chicken breasts for 4 people, 6 burgers for 4 people. You're perfect. You're perfect. So clearly your host was thinking a little bit too much about the people coming in from out of town and a little too little about the people currently in their home. Right?
Yes.
So that's where I think the problem started. That said, I think you're also running into cultural differences. Us incredibly enormous Jews like to overeat, and we like a plethora of food in front of us. And the idea of 6 chicken breasts for 6 people is simply too little, way too little. We want the opportunity to eat till we cannot breathe. But some cultures aren't like us. Some cultures do just eat the appropriate amounts of food. A chicken breast and a burger is honestly a wonderful meal. It is. It is. Would it be the way that you come to my house? Am I making the exact number of burgers and the exact number of breasts for the exact number of people? Absolutely not. Claudia and I recently had our friend Jason over for lunch. I made 14 chicken breasts for 3 people. And I want you to know, we ate them all. We were hungry hippos. But that's because we like eating until we can't breathe. It's something about us. I don't know, maybe, I don't know what it is, but cultural differences. But really, the problem here, do not wait for the person that's stuck on a fucking flight, okay? Let them eat the crap in the airport, come back, have a sugar high, fall asleep. I bet you that person didn't even want to eat. They wanted to go to sleep, and now you're making them sit through a meal where they only get 1 chicken breast? What are you, nuts?
I agree. Here's the thing. I have very easy hacks to any kind of dinner party or event. You should have a minimum of 3 appetizers ready and raring to go on the table before someone sets foot in your apartment. That's right, 3. And here are the 3. A crudité, okay? You should have a wonderful dip and a hummus and a ranch and something with a variety of small and large veggies cut up julienne. Then you should have something warm. I'm talking a hot brie. I'm talking a spinach and artichoke dip inside of a sourdough bowl with toasted pita points. Then I'm thinking we have something like some kind of charcuterie. I'm thinking a meats board. I'm thinking dried fruits and meats. I'm thinking of some jams and a baguette. And that should just be ready to go, ready to graze, keep me eating. And then you shouldn't waste. But by that I mean, if you have a lot of food left over, eat it throughout the rest of the week. But if there was ever a conversation at your party where there was like someone wanted an extra chicken breast and didn't get it, you failed.
Yes.
As the host.
Yes.
You failed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you did. Absolutely.
You gotta overdo it.
I couldn't agree more. You're hosting the party. And honestly, the appetizers that you mentioned, Costco, like $30 total. We're not even talking about a lot. You can go and get that beautiful crudité. It's pre-cut, $9. Go and get the spinach artichoke, dump it in a sourdough, another $9. And then what was the last thing? Charcuterie? Get a couple of Hebrew National salamis. Chop them up. And if you have leftover salami, throw it on the grill. Boom.
Yum. Nice hot bologna sandwich. You ever had one of those?
Delish.
Make you feel real trashy.
Yeah. So good. The best, taking those logs of salami, you cut them up into small pieces, douse them in Sweet Baby Ray's or Ken's honey mustard, and then throw them on the grill. Ooh.
Oy vey.
Woo. Woo.
Wow,
choo choo.
Wow. What
choo,
a world.
choo.
It's coming into the station.
Choo choo. But yeah, this woman sounds like a terrible host.
Just
And
not
this
great.
guest sounds like a big yenta. And the combination of terrible host and big yenta, I want nowhere near
God.
this dinner. Nowhere near it.
That is bad. That is a flame next to gas.
No good.
Do you have your what are you nuts moment of the week?
I do. I mentioned a couple episodes ago that on Mother's Day, I went bowling. And all I have to say, bowling shoes, what are you nuts? This is the scam of the century, folks. The bowling shoes. We're going in there, we're paying for the shoes. Even if you're not paying per shoe, which you normally are, even if it's involved in a package, they're pricing out the shoes. You're paying for the shoes, okay? These shoes have been worn by thousands of people. They are disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't care what they spray in it. You're wearing used shoes. You wouldn't go anywhere and wear used shoes. I wouldn't wear your shoes, Josh. You wouldn't wear my shoes. We're dear friends. I wouldn't wear, if me and my wife happened to be the same size foot, thank God we're not, that would be weird. But if we were, I wouldn't wear her shoes. I'm not wearing my dad's shoes. Feet, right? We're not sharing shoes. Yeah, we go to a bowling alley and we share shoes with thousands of men that came before us. Then you get to the lane. You have no competitive advantage wearing these shoes. They've tricked us into thinking that if you don't wear these shoes, you're going to slip. Really? I'm going to slip? You're giving me shoes that are made effectively of glass. These shoes are made of glass. I have better grip on the bottom of these Air Force Ones than I do on your bowling shoes. I'm going to slip if I don't wear your smelly old shoes. What are you, nuts? Save the shoes.
Save the shoes. Save the turtles and the shoes.
And the shoes.
So my what are you nuts moment of the week is, and it's very simple. I was at Costco the other day because I'm rich. And I'm walking through and I literally see a guy. He's got a stack of paper towels and he goes, "There's so many. This is crazy." Sir, you're at Costco. What are you, nuts? Like, it's part of the deal, my boy. Don't go to Costco and comment on how big the quantity of things are. You're at Costco. Like, celebrate it. Dance down the aisles, my friends. But don't look at a gigantic 11-pound bag of M&Ms and go, "What are they, nuts? Who's going to eat all these M&Ms?" Sir, you're at a Costco.
You're at a Costco, sir. That said, the perishables, it's a little nuts. I don't need 14 gallons of yogurt. I don't. I can't go through it in enough time, and I don't have 14 friends that each want to have a gallon of yogurt. I don't. The non-perishables, though, regardless, you know what you're getting at Costco. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, and it's nuts. But
I love it. Take us home, Ben.
I love it too. And if you love us, buy our merch. There's very little left. Shopgoodguys.com. The hats, the regular Good Guys, the logo. This is what we've been waiting for. The logo. The What Are You Nuts tee? What are you nuts if you don't buy our tee? Logo on the back. This is an amazing shirt for a friend, a birthday, a mother, a father. What are you nuts? The dads are going to love it. Honestly, Josh, this is the perfect Father's Day gift. Sorry to rub it in your face. Perfect Father's Day gift. Buy this for your dad if you can. If you can. And shopgoodguys.com. Mondays and Thursdays, you can get these wonderful episodes. Rate us 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you nuts? Listen to us on Spotify, Apple. Watch us on YouTube, on Josh's YouTube. Share our clips, and folks, we'll see you next time.
Do you think I should meet my father's kids who I've never met, my half siblings?
Yeah.
Anyway, we gotta go. Thank you.
Yeah, probably.
Bye.
Yeah, I think so.